Kick the starter and pull up to the gate, boys, because we're going to battle in public lobbies on MX vs. ATV Legends. I've recently passed the 250-hour threshold on this game, and as I realized I was rapidly approaching 250 hours played, I began documenting some of my epic public lobby battles with some really fast dudes on the game. So watching this video, you can expect to see some hole shots followed by creating separation on the first lap and some epic last lap battles. I've also began competing in tournaments on this game now that I'm really starting to feel comfortable with my speed, and I'm happy to report that I'm making my fair share of A mains, and if I don't make A main, I'm at least getting podium in B main. So I'm not the fastest in the world, but I'm not having much difficulty getting top 100 in the world on any time trial leaderboard either. And I did previously make a video in which I showed what 100 hours on MX vs. ATV Legends looked like, and one of my quotes from that video was along the lines of, "The faster you get, the more fun the game is." This is absolutely still the case. One of my most recent videos was a MXer's Factory B main, and it's just insane to go back and watch it and see that me and really 4 other dudes literally battled for 20 laps, 20 minutes straight. Simply put, when this game is played at a high level, it looks and feels spectacular. In these league races, your palms start sweating, your heart is thumping because you know one mistake and your race could literally be over. I ride a lot with my teammate Uber616X, who's pretty much the exact same level as I am, and I swear we look like the Blue Angels out there just throwing fat scrubs over and over. And we're really getting to the point where we're going entire races without crashing. I'm just having an absolutely great time playing this game right now. So, I've previously done a video where I discussed hitting 100 hours played and where I was at the game. Now I'm at 250 hours, so I thought this would be a great time for me to discuss a couple of the biggest differences which have led to me being really a lot faster now. And of course, I talked to my teammate Uber about the concept of this video. He made a couple of great points, so thank you, Uber, for helping with what we're about to talk about. First, and perhaps most importantly, myself and Uber have spent a good bit of time discussing first corner philosophy, especially in these league races where you're entering the first corner 16 wide. It's so crucial for your race that you get a decent start because it's difficult, if not impossible, to make passes at the start of the race. There's so much carnage going on in the middle and back of the pack that if you don't get out clean from the beginning, your entire race could be screwed because you're getting taken out by people you're probably faster than. So what we've decided, kind of obviously, is try to get the whole shot. And to do that, clutch boost off the start, and then clutch boost every time you shift up going down the first straightaway. Hope for the best. If you're in first, entering the first corner, hold it wide and hope for the best. If for some reason you are not first entering the first corner, just focus on safety in the first corner. And I cannot reiterate this enough, focus on your second straight speed. I really do believe that second straight speed is more important than pulling a hole shot because, again, there's routinely so much carnage in the first corner that no one gets a good exit and everyone's bouncing like marbles through the second straight. So even if you don't get a good start, if you can hit a smooth and fast rhythm immediately after the hole shot line, you're pretty much guaranteed to make a ton of passes as you come down that second straightaway. Another thing I've realized as I've approached 250 hours on the game is that hitting big rhythm sections consistently has gotten quite easy. The scrubbing mechanic has gotten so intuitive I don't really think about it, and I have most of the fast lines through all the rhythm sections memorized, so my consistency through rhythm sections at this point is an asset I can rely on. The inverse of this, though, is that while rhythm sections are the fun parts of the track, they're only half the track. So when you're sitting bottom half of the pack in A main and you're thinking to yourself, I'm hitting all these rhythms dang near perfect, how are these guys still pulling a gap on me? The answer is momentum through corners, momentum through corners, momentum through corners. Fortunately, The answer to hitting corners in this game quick is pretty easy, though the techniques aren't necessarily easy. All it really boils down to is braking as little as possible into the corners, lean your rider through the corner to carry as much speed as possible. That's going to be by pushing both sticks in the same direction as you go through the corner, and then clutch boosting out of the corner as early as possible. And I know, go fast in the corners seems like obvious advice, but seriously, if you're sitting 50th on time attack leaderboards and you want to shave half a second to jump to 25th, your rhythm speed is probably fine. You need to focus on finding the perfect line through corners. Really, as I've focused on increasing my corner speed, I've even made a noted effort to stay at the top of third gear through corners, whereas I was mostly using second gear in corners previously. Instead of breaking into the corner, dropping to second gear, and banking on the clutch boost to get me out of the corner and back to speed. And in particular, as I've made a concerted effort to corner as quick as possible, I've noticed new lines opening up on the track. In particular, there are plenty of sections where I thought triple or quad into the section was the fast line, and as it would turn out, if you're maintaining maximum speed through the corners, bigger and even faster lines have opened up for me. So it's this whole weird dichotomy where focusing on corner speed can actually improve your rhythm speed. I mean, I guess it seems obvious now that I said that out loud. If you exit the corner fast, obviously you're going to have more speed through the rhythm section. But seriously, corner speed and the importance of it cannot be understated. And if you're hitting rhythm sections good, definitely just go ahead and work on your corner speed. I mean, that's where you're going to gain the time. Another big thing that myself and Uber have been talking about is trust no one. Don't trust anybody. Especially in these league races, you might be cool with the dude, but just go ahead and assume he's going to blast you like bam, bam, bar show when you get to turn 2. Even if he's not taking you out on purpose, all it takes is the guy beside you mistiming the clutch boost. Now they're pummeling you off the track on accident. Also, to this point in particular, hold your line. If you always go triple, quad through a section, you see the guy in front of you quad in, don't try to follow him. You haven't practiced that line. You might crash. The race is not the place to learn. Ride your own race. And really, if I'm following someone, honestly, at this point, I don't even really try it that hard to make a pass. Because honestly, if I'm following someone, they're probably pretty fast. I let the pass come to me. What I mean by that is, statistically speaking, the guy in front of you is going to crash eventually. So it's safer for me to just follow this guy around, wait for them to crash instead of trying to go bar to bar in a corner, slowing myself down the next rhythm. That's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to sit right there on your heels. Your hands are going to start sweating. Your heart is going to start thumping. And then you're going to mess up. And then I'll pass you. I ain't even got to blast you in a corner like I hope Jason Anderson does to Jet Lawrence this season. That's an entirely different discussion, though. And another big thing for me, as I'm approaching 250 hours played on the game, pretty much any time I sign on to the game, I'm playing with some of the fastest dudes on the game. I'm not just trying to keep up and follow their line. I'm looking for the differences, things they're doing that make them faster, and I'm asking them for tips and tricks. How did you do that? Why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to figure out things I can do different so I can get up to their speed. So I do want to take this opportunity to give a huge shout out to Uber, Zan. Shout out Zan in particular, currently points leader on an Xbox and PlayStation League. Totally unprecedented. T-Thunder, the CRM team, all the dudes at MXers Factory and MXC in general for helping me get up to speed on the game, whether it's someone who's talked to me personally and given me pointers, or even if you're just hosting leagues and other formats for me to improve as a rider, you're very much appreciated. If you made it this far in the video, sign up for some tournaments, come race with us, add me on Xbox, send me a friend request, send me a party invite, let's race. I'm having a blast. I appreciate y'all watching the video. I got some dope comment coming out on the 2023 Yamahas very soon. Until then, look forward to catching y'all next time. Peace. Love.